Hi you guys, it's Deep Blair Gold. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, April 20th. I hope everything is going well for everybody. Today I want to talk about how to open your story with a strong opening act. I looked around on the web. I looked at a few people on YouTube. I just put all of that information together of what I think the way I would want to open my book. Oh, let me remove this. I had to go out really quick today. This is my scarf. I know I'm looking psychedelic. But I had this over my face. Okay, so the way that I would do my opening chapter. Now, I've never written a book, and at this point I'm thinking, whoa, what if you made me think that I could even write a book, you know? But I think with a lot of information and some practice, and I think anything is possible. I did not finish reading the entire book of Save the Cat Writes a Novel, but I did read enough of it. Some of the ideas that I had in my head, Miss Brody spoke about it in the book. So I hope that I can just do it justice and get everything organized and into my book. Some of the things that I've been hearing about when you start a chapter, since this is talk about an opening, I'm talking about the first chapter of your book. So the main thing that you want to do is you want to start with something exciting. You want to start with an action. That's what I've mainly been seeing. So you want to start with something that's really going to grab the attention of your reader. And so to start to get that strong opening act, first you want to have developed your characters as much as you can. You want to go through, I showed you guys before, let me get it for you, in another previous video that I had, my series Bible. So I'll try to remember to link that video down in the description box. This is where you want to flesh out all of your characters. And I did an intense one. I just looked around on the web and Pinterest, and I found questions that you would ask, things that you would want to know about characters. What I read in Save the Cat Writes a Novel, mainly the hero of the story. All of the characters have an important role in the story, of course. Even your minor ones, that's going to help link something to a potential solution or that plays an important part in your book. But the main person, the character, if you can flesh that person out as best you can. And then that would be the protagonist and then the antagonist. If you can get those two fleshed out really, really well. And then in my mind, the rest of the characters will fit in and weave in and out around them. To get the exciting information in your first chapter, you want to give a little bit of the background. I wrote some notes here. We want to deal with the internal and external of the characters, especially the main character. So if you can get that main character initially to start with the internal, you want that person who can really carry the story. So you need a strong person. You need to have fleshed that person out so that they'll be able to carry the story and push the story forward. That person needs to have all types of fears, types of doubts, addictions. I mean, they need to be messed up. I mean, they need to have something, or it can be more than one thing. It doesn't have to be one thing. It can be several things that they just battling with, things that, you know, that they deal with internally, that's within inside of them. It could be conflicts with siblings, parents, or anybody else, co-workers or things. And also they need to have prejudices against other people in different ways, that other thought patterns that people might have, and they also should have a goal, because the goal is what's going to help you. I learned that in the book Save the Cat. The goal, they have to be reaching for something. Now, you don't have to put all of this in the first chapter, but it should give you some type of little glimpses into what it should pretty much sort of help you get a theme going in your books, right in that first chapter. First chapter especially. and then you're going to carry it over into the second chapter, and that's going to prepare the book for. That's the internal conflicts that the character should have, especially your main character. Then that character should have external conflicts, things that drive the character. They could be like, of course, you're going to give a brief description of your character. Maybe you'll give the type of favorite things that they're like. What type of life are they living at the time? When you begin your book, what type of life are they living? Are they happy with their life? Does their life need changing in some areas? They might have some favorite sayings. These are all external things. Do they have a routine life? Are they spontaneous? You might want to do like, does that character, do they like wearing certain types of clothes, or do they like wearing shades all the time, or hats? Those are some of the things that you can write into your first chapter. And it helps to give the reader a perfect look at the character. And you want to try to make them appealing, or not so appealing. It could be the protagonist and they just have a mess. I have in my mind that the main character will have flaws and conflicts, internal and external, as well as the protagonist. And that's where they're going to meet the road. That's where they want to bump heads at and have to deal with each other. So those are the elements that you want to have, that if you can arrange those in a certain way as you're outlining your first chapter, that's what I'm preferring to do. I'm going to outline each chapter so that I can see. So once I've outlined chapter 1 and I see everything that I've written out there with the protagonist, I may or may not even bring up the antagonist in that first chapter. May leave that one to the next chapter. But you'll be able to clearly see that this person, the hero, the main person character, that they're going to have some internal conflicts, external conflicts, things that's already slightly stated in a way that they need to get some things fixed, that they want like a better life, or they want some excitement in their life. Most people are saying you should start with an opening act, like something that's action. Anything that's showing a lot of, to me, what I'm thinking, a lot of snarky dialogue, a lot of action, just a lot of, it could be like, some books can open up with a fight scene, or it could just be something happy's going on, or depending on what type of book you're writing. Like this book, the first book that I'm writing is supposed to be about joy and excitement. So I think that would be in my best interest to start it with something that's really exciting, like over the top, to really grab the reader's attention. And hopefully I can hold it. Hopefully I can hold it for throughout the whole, excuse me, I'm hot. Throughout the whole book. That is just something I'm working on still. So the 3 main things that I want you to take from this: start the first chapter off with action, lights, camera, action. The way my mind goes, who knows? I don't even have a clear-cut way. I had 3 ideas in my mind. And this is just giving you ideas. 3 ideas in my mind for my first book of how I wanted to start it. And I haven't made a clear-cut way to this date and how I want to start it. So I'm thinking about just making the 3 separate openings, finish writing the chapter, and then go back and match and see which one I think would be best. If I can't figure it out, I'll have someone read. I'll have a beta reader or someone that reads in that genre to maybe help me figure out which way. Then number 2, give that hero, that main character especially, all the grief, all types of obstacles that they need to get over, issues. Remember, internal and external issues. The internals would be an example: fears, doubts, prejudices against issues or people. Then you have to give them a goal, because they need a goal. That's what I learned in the book. I didn't never really see it that way, but that makes sense. And Save the Cat, the goal is, that's what the main character or the hero of the story is working towards, a particular goal or goals. And so you got to help them get over that. You state them early on, not downright state them, but you let the people, you give them a little bit of information by the internal and external conflicts that character have, that'll shed some light into what that person needs to work on throughout the book. And then you just drive it forward and go for it. And then the third point that I want to leave you with is just have fun with your book. Have fun with your characters. Just write it out. And even though if you already have your rough draft started, don't be afraid to go back and keep, rewrite it until the characters that you want and the issues that they have, to be really strong, to carry the story forward. That's what I'm hoping for myself, that I won't be hold back in writing and just let it all hang out, and then I could go back in and tweak some things. These are just some ideas that you could use as far as you starting your novel, your first chapter. Make sure you have that in that first chapter. And I know that your book you'll get it the way that you eventually want it. It's the way you want it. Other people can give you advice, critique you, but in the end, it is your story and you are the creator. I hope you guys got some good ideas in writing your first chapter, how to start it. And I'm sure there's all types of information like this over the web, but I appreciate you guys coming to check out Deep and hanging out with me. Be sure to like the video. Also, I wanted to tell you guys I'm thinking about, since I got my channel all verified, I'm excited about that, but I think I'm able now to go live. So I was thinking about going live. Actually, I was gonna go live today, meaning when this video aired, which should be Tuesday, April 21st. I was just gonna go live, but I thought that would be a little sort of rude. At least I could let you guys know a few days ahead. So I am thinking about going live one day and just to chat, to experiment, because I have never done it before. I'm still trying to figure out this by recording and editing. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If I go live, would you guys be there and come and give me a shout out? I like to say hi to a lot of you. And I appreciate you guys for subscribing to my channel. Please make sure you share, because I'm still trying to grow. This is a big step. I know I've been on now, it's about 7 months, but this is a big step. And I'm still growing. I still have some more growth to do, but I've gotten much more comfortable. So I'm still working at it. You can share if anyone's interested in becoming an author or traveling with me on my author's journey. And I'll be happy to have them with me. That is all I have for now. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later, Gators.